And welcome to Prop Watch with me, Scruff. And what we do here is we look at what the latest news is in the prop world. I only use the fivers, so I use that as a base, but it pretty much ripples across the industry. Now, the fivers have introduced a new plan this week, and they've made some amendments to some of the other plans. So let's jump into it because this one's a good one. So 100K for $149. That's pretty darn cheap in the industry. Now, if you think about your return on investment, $149 to then get capital or buying power of 100K is massive, because even with the drawdown restrictions, you've got a decent size account to start with. So let's get into it a little bit further and we'll have a good look at it. So where are you going to find this? Well, there's links down below. You can try it. You will get a little discount as well. But if I flick onto here, what you'll find is the summer plan, which is what they're called, are found here. And you've got the 100K there. And if you go down into the one step, you've got a summer plan there as well. So there's two. But the $150K rather is found in the high stakes. You can amend it so you can see how much it costs in your domestic currency. So for me, it's 110 quid, but I'll leave it on the dollars just for point of here. So what you'll see is you've got your originals. So if you want to start cheap, it's $19. But if you really want to ramp it up and you look at, say, the 100K, the original 100K was $491. Okay. Now, there is some changes to this, because what you used to have was 3 days of profitable in order to pass through, which is why it was called the high stakes. Now what they've done is you've got a 1-step, 2-step, and a 3-step, and they've removed the profitable days from the 2-step program. To me, I think that is a really good step forward, because it stops you forcing trades. And anybody who follows me knows I'm dead set against gambling. And that is what happens when you have this. You get so close, you force the next trade just to move forward. It's a big no-no. Take your time and just get there naturally. You've got unlimited time. So if you do a $5 a day, it doesn't matter. It just takes you a bit longer. But if you try to get through in a week, it'll come unstuck very quickly. Okay? So let's have a quick look at this. So that's the original. And what you've got is on the cheaper version, you've got 10% and 5%. On the classic, which was the original, it's a little bit more money, but your targeting is less. It's 8% and 5%. Okay. Now they've taken it a step further with the summer plan. Okay. Now the summer plan, again, is done via the classic and the cheaper version. So if you go with the classic, it's 8% and 5% for each of the steps, and you can do it with one trade each now. So you could do 8% with one trade and it passes. The 3-day rule is gone. But there is different rules that have come in, which are these three here, which I'm going to draw your attention to in a moment. Now you can also do this with the one step. Now, the one step, as you can see, you can start here with 5K at $52, and you've only got to do one step, 10% on the cheaper version, and on the hyper growth, it's a little bit more. But the difference here is you have a daily pause, not a daily stop. Okay? Now, the difference between them, so if you look at that daily loss, if you do 3% on the day, you lose the whole account. With this one, the hyper growth, if you do a daily pause, lose 3% on the day, it just stops your trading. You lose the trades that you've got running, and then you can start again tomorrow. So that's what that one does. Now over here, you'll see there's these here. The consistency withdrawal and withdrawal cap. And if we drop it down onto there, it comes over onto here as well. And you'll notice that they're the same. Well, the 50% consistency rule I'll tell you about in just a second. But basically what they've done is it's the trade-off for them being cheap. Okay. So before, you used to have to do $150 and then you can do your withdrawal. So once you've built up a balance, say $180 or something, you could then draw that out. Now you've got to build a balance up to $250. But on 100K, that's next to nothing. I wouldn't worry about that in the slightest. There's a withdrawal cap of $2,000 each withdrawal cycle. So each 14 days, you've got, say you had £3,000 worth of dollars, or $3,000 worth of profit rather. You can only take 2,000 at a time, and then on the next cycle, you'll take the next bit. Okay, so that's the trade-off. It's not bad, but this is the bit that I want to draw attention to. Consistency 50%. First question that will be asked is, well, what does that mean? Do I have to be 50% all the time or anything like that? No, it's based on your withdrawals. And basically what it means is you can't have a single trade with more than 50% of the profit that you're going to take out. It's only on the withdrawals, from what I understand. Essentially what it means is you can have, say you've got 3 trades and they're all profitable, but you've got 1 at 100, 1 at 100, and then 1 at 500. Well, obviously the 500 is more than 50% of the total withdrawal. No, you would have to put in an extra couple of trades or smooth it out a little bit. And the idea is it's so that you're not sort of a one-hit wonder, if you like. You are seeing consistent trading. And you can have 1 at 20%, 30%, etc. But as long as one of those trades does not exceed 50% of the total profit, you're deemed consistent. I hope that kind of makes sense. If you're stuck, just drop me a line. I'll try and clarify it. But just to sort of clarify, one trade can't equal more than 50% of the profit for the withdrawal is the easiest way to say it. Okay. But other than that, I think it's a good deal. $149 for 100K. That's pretty darn good. You've got sort of max loss on the 2-step of 10K, and you have a daily loss of 3%. So be very careful with that. So essentially your account size is about 3 grand, but 3 grand for 149, it's not bad, you know, give you some buying power there. Anyway, let me know how you get on. See if you're going to have a go. Like I say, there's links down below. You want to take advantage of it, great. You get a little discount off it as well. Okay, catch you all soon.